stressful real life situation going on, and why not just share it with the world? It's embarrassing, kind of. It's gross. We have a situation going on in our van. That's why I'm driving Andrew's car right now. We have a rat infestation in our minivan. Not like under the hood, like most infestations in vehicles, inside the van. The crazy part is, this is not the first time this has happened. This happened to us a few years ago in a completely different home in a different neighborhood. And that was so stressful to deal with that. And we thought we had completely fixed the issue. Obviously, it's not the same rats coming in. We caught those the first time, and they are in rat heaven or rat hell probably. But this time, we're not really sure what happened. We do think it has something to do with Camden spilling a little bit of milk in the car. We cleaned out the car after he did that. Andrew vacuumed it completely, so there was no food in there or anything like that. And we scrubbed the area. But I think there was just like still a little bit of a smell, and of course that like rats can smell that from a mile away. So we went to the pool on Sunday, and we just kind of piled the kids in after the pool, and we got home, and as we're taking the kids out of the car, I was like, I looked across the car and I was like, Andrew, what is that? I knew what it was. Because the last time that there was activity in our vehicle, the way that we noticed it was there were chewed up pieces of the floor mat and the little track that the seats move forward and backward on. So ever since then, this was over 2 years ago that this happened the first time. Let me back up a little bit. So this happened the first time, and as much as we wanted to just trade in our van or burn it and buy another one, we couldn't afford that. So we had to spend some time setting traps inside the van overnight and not using it, obviously. And then once we caught everything, we had to get the van detailed. And I told Andrew, I said, you have to, when you call the detailer, tell them exactly what's going on, because they need to understand that they're not just like giving it a little scrub. Like, this is a major situation. I cannot bring my kids back in this van until I know that it has been like fully cleaned and sanitized. So he calls the first mobile detailer and tried to explain. As soon as he said rats, they hung up. So I was like, okay, next one that you call, just don't tell them. Just say it really needs to be sanitized. And so we had them come out, and they did a great job. It was still really uncomfortable driving the van after that, and ever since then, over the past 2 years, I'm so sensitive to if I see like anything in the van, I'm like, what is that? You know? So obviously, if there was ever going to be activity since then, I'm going to spot it right away. So we're pretty sure, because of that somehow a mouse or a rat climbed somehow into our van while we were at the pool, because it maybe smelled like a little bit of that sour milk smell, and then pooped a little and chewed up a little piece of the track and the mat. So we're like, okay, there's like barely any activity here, so we're thinking this just happened. And we don't, since Andrew had just cleaned out the van, it must have come in because of the smell and left after seeing there was no actual food to dine on. So we're like, okay, hopefully it's gone. But what we need to do, we don't want to set traps because we're afraid to attract new rodents. So we're like, well, we have to, give it a day to make sure it's gone. We set up a mobile detailer to come the following day, had an appointment for the morning, and we said, okay, but we need to check the van overnight. So Andrew had vacuumed that Sunday evening to make it a clean slate, so if there was going to be any new activity, we would definitely spot it. We were hoping that whatever came decided, oh, there's nothing to eat here, and left. So Monday morning, we wake up, Andrew goes outside, comes back in. I said, thumbs up or thumbs down? He said, thumbs down. He said, it's everywhere. So we were like, oh my gosh, here we go again. He went out to Home Depot on Monday. He bought 3 rat traps, some Slim Jims, and some like rodent bait. It's like this gel that's supposed to be stronger than like any food you could put out. So we're like, well, let's just put it all out there and make a whole buffet for them so they can't resist. So we put it out Monday, checked yesterday morning. We were either hoping to see rats in the traps or no activity at all. And we saw no activity at all. So we're like, oh, okay. It looks like they left, because if they're still living in the van, if they come out at night, like, you're gonna see activity. So we're like, okay, I think they're gone, but we need to give it at least one more night to make sure. So we left everything as is. Last night was gonna be like our next and last night to try to see if anything was going on. We woke up this morning, Andrew went outside, he came back in, he said, there are no rats in the traps, but there are 2 droppings on the floor of the car. So they're still there, but they're avoiding the traps. And we are losing our minds because we don't know what to do. We're buying a different kind of trap. We are going to set traps again. We have also talked extensively this morning about, is there any chance that we could buy another van? Because we just want to send this one off a cliff. And the short answer is no. We cannot afford that. That is our very last resort and would be very stressful for several years trying to make those payments. So I guess we're still just going to try to catch them and just sit and wait. Andrew has to work from home during this time because obviously I need a vehicle to do all of the transporting of the children. We are just stressed. But I am reminded that God tells us not to worry, not to be anxious, as hard as it is when you're dealing with rats in your family vehicle. And the girls and I on our way to school this morning prayed together, and we just prayed for God to provide a way out of this and to help us through it. So we are just going to fully rely on His strength and not our own. So if you guys want to jump in and pray for us also, we could definitely use it. My friend said the other day when I told her what was going on, she said, is this a thing? I said, apparently it's our thing. Like, we are the family that has rats in our minivan. Are we the only family? Like, do other people experience this sometimes, but we just don't talk about it because it's so gross? Like, nobody wants to be that family, right? So anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm almost home. Thanks for listening. Thanks for praying. I know this has nothing to do with food, thankfully. Gross. But you know what? This channel is not just about cooking. It is about real life and just kind of getting through life together, whether that's trying to keep your patience while you're cooking with all your little children or dealing with these disgusting rodents. So anyways, see you next time, hopefully under better circumstances.